for fusion class today, let's start in our mountain pose. So starting with our feet, doing our best to straighten them out, getting knees and toes aimed as close to forward as possible. And then in that position, stepping the feet apart to get the big joints in our legs all stacked up. Our hips over our knees over our ankles. Shoulders, giving them a couple rolls, finding that back down, relaxed position right over our hips. Then reaching the crown of our head up, chin slightly lowers, adjusting our whole head, ears coming right above our shoulders. Allowing our arms to hang down, or gently bending the elbows, and bringing the hands together, front of heart center. Closing our eyes, relaxing down through the muscles of our forehead. Turning our gaze down to relax the muscles around our eyes. Relaxing down through our cheeks, parting the teeth, peeling the tongue off the roof of the mouth, allowing our jaw muscles and our throat muscles to relax down. Relaxing down the length of our arms, belly soft, breathing into it, and then up into the chest. Exhaling and slowly emptying out from the top all the way back deep down. Finding that deep calming yoga breath first. Slowing things down. Relaxing down through our thighs. Down through our knees, soft knees. And turning to our minds. Seeing ourselves finding our box today. Collecting up all our thoughts. All our plans, all our worries, all our concerns, everything that's happened so far this morning, plans for the rest of our day, rest of our week to come, clearing out our minds, filling up our box, and seeing ourselves put a lid on that box or closing it up. Taking our box, putting it up on a shelf for the rest of class. Setting it all aside for now. Turning around to see that large empty room, completely cleared out, swept clean. Seeing our mat appear at the center of that clear, calm, safe space. Slowly walking over to it and finding our mountain pose. Standing tall, getting everything stacked up. And switching over to our lateral breaths, engaging those deep center muscles, gently drawing them in as we send our breath out to the side ribs, expanding that breath out toward our arms. And as we exhale, keeping the center gently engaged, as our ribs return to their neutral position. Practicing those Pilates breaths, those lateral breaths, without the distraction of any other pose or movement. And switching back to our belly breaths, relaxing the center, breathing in, filling up the belly first, and then up into our chest. Exhaling, slowly emptying out from the top all the way back deep down. Noticing if any parts of the body tightened up with that lateral breath, that more active breath, calming them down again, finding that relaxed mountain pose. And if our arms are at our sides, bending our elbows, bringing the palms lightly together, opening our eyes. And as we breathe in, let's send the hands straight up, stretching up. And as we exhale, reaching our arms out from center, slowly bringing them down toward the sides. As we breathe in, bring our hands to meet, nice and low, so we gently stretch the fingers, the hands, the wrists, the forearms, as we flow through. Exhale, reaching out, slowly coming back down. Breathing in, following that center line of the body up. Exhaling, reaching out, long, long arms, slowly coming down. One more like that, breathing in. Out. Changing direction, breathing in, reaching our arms out and up. As we exhale, palms meet at the top, following that center line of the body down. Again, allowing the hands, the wrists, the forearms to stretch. So we slowly separate the hands, breathing in, reaching out and up. Exhaling, drawing that center line of our body back down. Let's do one more, just our arms flowing with the breath. And adding in our legs, waking up the chair pose, breathing in, reaching out and up. So we exhale, palms together, drawing down in front of heart center as our hips reach back. Weight shifts toward our heels, knees bend. Chair pose, breathing in, reaching out. Legs power us back up tall. Exhale, drawing down. Drawing in, support, balance. Breathe in. Stretch up. 4. 3. 2. 1 more flow. And as we exhale, sinking down to that chair pose. Continuing to challenge our balance work on legs. Breathing in. As we breathe out, lifting the right heel up. Breathe in, bring that right heel back down. Exhale, lifting the left heel up. Inhale, left heel slowly back down. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1 more of those. Breathing in, bringing that left heel down. Breathing out, push down into the floor. Push back up, lengthen up. Lifting up out of our hips, bending back. Breathing in, as we breathe out, sweeping our arms back and down. Turning to mountain pose, standing tall. Breathing in, let's take our arms forward, up, lifting up out of our hips and bending back. Exhale, returning to mountain pose. Breathing in, standing back bend. Exhale, return to mountain. 4. 3. 2. 1 more time. Moving on, breathing in, arms reaching forward up, bending back. Exhale, swan dive, back to those chair pose legs, supporting the lower back. Abdominal muscles, bending our spines forward, then legs straightening, tailbone reaching up for the ceiling, letting our upper body relax down toward the floor. Waking up the backs of the legs, breathing in, letting our knees bend, chest belly relaxing down toward the thighs. Exhale, slowly working the legs back towards straight. Breathing in, bending, relaxing down. Exhale, slowly straightening and stretching. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. Letting the legs go to straight, That upper body sinking down a little bit closer to the floor. Back to nice deep belly breaths. Breathing in, lifting the monkey, bending the knees, lifting the back to parallel with the floor, palms to the shins, crown of the head reaching forward, shoulders drawing back and down, hands pushing into the shins, full height for our spines. Breathing in. So we breathe out, maintaining that spine, bending at the knees to release hands to either side of our feet. We're using whatever we've got for blocks, lifting right foot up. Extending that leg back, bringing that right foot down. Finding our high lunge position. Fingers and left toes on the same line on the mat. Left knee over left ankle, right foot reaching back. So we breathe in, let's let that right knee bend and sink toward the floor. Doesn't need to get there. Breathe out, push back through your heel. Come back to that high lunge position. Breathe in, let the right knee sink. Support, lower. Exhale, push back. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Couple nice deep breaths, stretching back of that left hip, front of that right leg and hip. Breathing in, so we breathe out, stepping that left foot back to meet our right. So we breathe in, setting up our plank pose. Hands, feet, knees if we use them, breathing in. Breathing out, drawing those center muscles in. Bring hips down as the head lifts, shoulders come over the wrists. Creating the best we can, nice straight line from our head to our heels, or our head to our knees. Lateral breaths, supporting our body up. Breathing in. So we breathe out from here, let's push our tailbone up toward the ceiling. Stretch things out a little bit. Long back, long legs. Maybe we get to our down dog, maybe we're not quite there. Maintaining position so we can flow. Breathing in, coming back to that plank. Draw the center in. If our knees are down, we're going to child's pose. So breathe out, down dog, or child's pose. Breathe in, come back to plank. So if our knees are down, we're coming back to an active child's pose. Rather than that down dog, breathe in, we return to our plank. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Breathe in, plank pose. 2. 1 more time. Pushing up to that downward facing dog. Let's get all the way into it, adjusting our hands, feet as we need to, focusing more on the stretch now. Then the belly relax, nice deep belly breaths. So we breathe in, feet stepping hip distance apart. So we breathe out. Let's take that right leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Only lifting the leg up as high as you can maintain alignment everywhere else. Breathing in, breathing out, letting that right foot lead. So we walk our feet back up between our hands, mountain pose set. Breathing in, bending our knees, shifting weight back more toward the heels. Exhale, unhinging at our hips. Chair pose. Holding that chair pose this time. Reaching the hips back, challenging the balance. Breathing in. Breathing out, pushing down into the floor. Leg muscles pushing us up to an extended mountain. Inhaling. Exhaling. Returning ourselves to our mountain pose. Standing tall. Stacking everything up. Hips over ankles. Shoulders back down over hips. Ears right above our shoulders. Taking a moment to calm the parts in between. To steady the breath. Exhaling to prepare. And the inhale, dropping hands and arms down. Sweeping up, standing back bend, lifting up over hips, bending back. Breathing in, breathing out. Swan diving down. Standing forward bend. Once we're there, nice deep belly breaths. Sending breath to wherever our body is tightened up or got tense. As we exhale, allowing that tightness and tension to melt off down toward the floor. If our neck's feeling a little stiff or tight, gently, slowly, shaking our head no. Nodding our head yes. Helping to release that tightness and tension from the neck, giving our neck a little break from supporting our head up. So we breathe in, monkey pose, bending our knees, lifting, lengthening that spine forward. Breathing in. So we breathe out, bending at our knees, releasing hands to either side of our feet, bringing those blocks in, lifting left foot up. Extending that leg back, bringing that left foot down. Finding our high lunge. Right toes now in line with the fingers. Right knee over right ankle, left foot reaching back. So we breathe in, letting that left knee sink toward the floor. Breathing out, pushing back, lifting up. Breathe in, let it sink. Exhale, push back, lift up. 4. 3. 2. 1. Holding that high lunge for a couple more breaths, allowing those stretches, back of the right hip, front of the left. Breathing in, breathing out. Right foot stepping back to meet our left. Breathing in, setting up our hands and our feet, knees up, use them for our plank. So we exhale, join the center muscles in, hips down, shoulders over wrists, head lifts, nice straight line. Lateral breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Push that tailbone up toward the ceiling or back toward the heels. Breathe in, draw the belly back in. Return to that nice straight line. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1 more flow. And pushing up to that downward facing dog, readjusting our hands, our feet. Bringing our feet to hip distance apart. Breathing in, Breathing out, let's lift that left leg up and back as high as we're able to without losing alignment everywhere else. Three-legged dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Left foot's going to come down ahead of that right foot. Lead our walk back up between the hands. Breathing in, mountain pose set. Breathing out, unhinging at our hips. Chair pose. Breathing in, breathing out, pushing down into the floor, leg muscles pushing us up to extended mountain. Inhaling, exhaling. Turning one more time to our mountain pose. Standing tall, everything stacked up. Calming the parts in between. Studying the breath. Breathing in, so we breathe out, releasing out, shaking out leftover tense spots a little bit, and then let's come down to hands and knees, stretch them out a little bit more. So setting up our extended child's pose, we're going to bring our knees to mat width apart, big toes come together at the center, breathing in, so we breathe out, sending our hips back toward our heels, so we hinge forward at the hips, arms overhead, forehead slowly coming down to our mat. Sending nice deep breaths all the way down to the tailbone, filling up that belly so much with air we fill our back up with air as well, gently stretching it. Exhaling, letting all tightness and tension from those areas go straight down at the floor. Breathing in, so we breathe out, lifting back up to hands and knees, bringing knees and feet together, swinging both feet to one side, so we can safely sit back, and actually keeping our legs off to the side. So right now I've got my left leg down, right leg's going to stack on top of it, and the important part is that lower left leg, because when we work our sides, we lift up to a modified side plank, we're going to be using that as part of our base. Kind of getting our legs set up. We're going to start just with our mermaid stretch flow. So the kind of our beginning level mermaid. So right hand's going to rest on the right lower leg, and our left arm is going to start first. So as we breathe in, we're going to bring that arm up and over. Remember to engage the side, lengthen up and over through the left. As we exhale, left side takes over. Right arm sweeps up and over, and for now we're going to let that left elbow bend. You can gently stretch up through the right side. Breathe in. Use that right side to come up. Support as we stretch and over through the left. Exhale, slowly return. Left side's now working to support the stretch up through the right side. Let's do two more like that. Breathing in. Out. Breathing in. And out. Now, adding a little more work to that. If our body's up for it today, breathe in. That's still a nice stretch through that left side. But now we're going to work things. So as we exhale, we plant that left hand, activate, lift the hips up as that right arm comes up over top. Breathe in. Hips come back down. Left arm comes up over top. Stretch. Exhale. Left hand comes down. Strong left arm supports with the center. So right arm comes up over top. 4. 3. 2. 1 more of those. Breathing in, bring our hips down, left arm sweeping up and over, stretching that side out, supporting it. A few nice deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, turning up to a neutral spine. Let's take our legs and swing them over to our left. So now our right lower leg is down, left one is on top, or maybe the opposite if you're mirroring what I'm doing, that's fine as well. Left hand to the lower left leg, inhaling that right arm up and over. Strong left side, supporting that length in the right. Breathe out, right hand comes down. Strong right side supports, right elbow bends, left arm coming up and over. Finding our spacing here. Focusing in on that stretch for these first few flows. One more like that. Just stretching those sides, working those sides. And that option is challenge them of even more. Breathing in, long right side. Exhale, strong right side. Hips lifting. Left arm comes up over top. Breathe in, hips slow and controlled, coming down. Right arm reaching up and over. Breathe out, right hand comes down. Strong right arm helps. Supporting as we lift. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. And then breathe in, hips come down, right arm sweeps up over top. Holding, supporting that right side stretch for a few nice deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, returning to neutral spine. Let's bring our legs forward, setting them up wide. Getting solid on the sit bones, so that side to side shift. Not having our legs too far apart so we can't get that solid pelvis sitting up nice and tall. Let's do our saw. Since we're nice and warmed up, we're going to put those two motions together. Both the twist and then that forward bend. Remembering to keep this motion small to start out with. Get used to it, take your time, and then as you get better, you'll get deeper and deeper into the flow. But mind your back, be very careful with your back on this because we're doing two actions together. So first we're going to be up nice and tall, neutral spine, arms at shoulder height. Breathing in, as we breathe out, it's a twist, about half of what you normally could do because we want to be aimed down this right leg. And then we're going to hinge forward at that right hip, left hand reaching toward the right foot. Okay, so to come out, you want to undo the forward bend first and then unwind the spine. The other way, we're twisting a certain way to the left, basically till our upper body faces that left leg, and then we're going to hinge forward toward it, doing a forward bend toward that left leg. So coming up first, then unwind. Okay? Exhale, twist right, bend and reach. Breathe in, come up, unwind. Exhale, twist left, hinge, reach. Breathe in, come up, unwind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more of those. Bring our arms down, helping our knees up and in. And then setting up our roll-ups and roll-downs. So knees are bent, feet are flat, sitting up nice and tall, arms at shoulder height. Hanging out with this half. So we get real confident with it. Breathing in. As we breathe out, forming a C with the back, drawing the abs in, coming down quarter to halfway. As you breathe in, draw the abs in even more, returning yourself up to sitting tall. Exhale, draw in, half roll down. Breathe in, slowly come back up. 4, 3, 2, and this last one. Let's slow and controlled. Come down to the floor, 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, bring our knees up above our hips. Let's bring our arms in tight to our sides and then make fists. Rocking our hips and bringing our hips up onto the back of our wrist to the back of our hand, depending on arm length here, but helping to keep our lower back imprinted into the floor as we do our leg lowers. So whenever we're doing Pilates exercises where we're laying down on the mat, what we want to do first is tilt the pelvis so we get our lower back flat to the floor, drawing the belly down, and then we want to keep that area of the body engaged through the motion. So let's extend our legs up. As we breathe in, we're going to flex our feet or draw our toes toward our knees and lower our legs toward the floor. If at any point you feel your back start to round or come off the ground, stop and do the rest of the motion. So as we exhale, point the toes and slowly bring the legs back up. We want that back to stay in contact with the floor, those abs to stay engaged through the motion. So lateral breaths. Breathe out, slow and controlled, bring the legs back up. Breathe in, flex, lower down. Breathe out, point, slowly come back up. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And bending the knees in toward the chest, rock the hips, release the hands out, arms coming around, hugging the knees toward the chest, keeping the lower back on the floor. Nice deep belly breaths again, stretching things out, palming things back down. And let's release our left foot to our mat. Bring our right ankle onto that left thigh, figure 4 stretch. Breathing in. So we breathe out, lifting that left foot up. Trying to bring the left knee in toward the chest, opening up through the back of our right hip. Nice deep breaths wherever our tight tense spots are now. And as we exhale, helping those spots to calm. To let that tightness and tension go. Allowing our arms, our shoulders, our neck to stay relaxed as we stretch the hips and legs. releasing our left foot back to our mat. We're moving our right ankle, switching sides, left ankle to right thigh, breathing in. Breathing out, lifting that right foot up, trying to bring the right knee in toward the chest, opening up through the back of our left hip. Breathing in. So we breathe out, releasing that right foot back to our mat, and then letting that left leg slide and cross the right. Taking our arms out to a cross position, palms down, recline twist. Breathing in. So we breathe out, dropping our knees left as we come onto the inside of our right foot, hips twisting left, up into our back. Keeping the shoulders solidly on your mat, let the knees hang wherever they will. Getting a nice deep stretch from our outer right thigh and hip up into our back, as well as a stretch up to the right side of that chest and into the right arm. Sending nice deep breaths to wherever that's feeling tight or tense today. And as we exhale, helping those spots to calm, to stretch, to let that go. Breathing in. So we breathe out, engaging the center, slowly unwinding, bringing our knees back up, crossing that left leg, breathing in, right leg now crossing over the left. And as we breathe out, knees dropping right, coming onto the inside of our left foot, hips twisting right, up into our back. Again, keeping the shoulders solidly on the floor, letting the knees hang. Nice deep breaths to wherever you're feeling tight or tense now through the left side of the body. And as we exhale, helping those spots to calm, to stretch, to let that go. Breathing in. So we breathe out, slowly unwinding. Bringing our knees back up to center, uncrossing the legs. Bringing our knees in toward our chest. Let's reach our hands down for the outside of the lower leg or the outside of our feet. And then bringing the bottoms of our feet to face the ceiling. Breathing in. So we breathe out, pulling down on the outside of the feet or the lower legs. Pushing our knees down toward the floor on either side of us. And again, doing our best to keep that lower back on the floor. Happy baby pose. So a nice deep stretch for the hips, opening them up. Nice deep breaths to those tight, tense spots. Exhaling, helping those to stretch, to let that tightness and tension go. Breathing in. So we breathe out, letting the heels relax down toward the hips. Bring our knees back into center, giving them a nice hug in one more time. Checking in with our back if we've got any tight, tense spots back there. Gently pushing our knees side to side. We're drawing those ovals with our knees a few times each way. Massaging that out, helping our back to settle onto the floor before we move into our corpse pose. Bring our knees back to center, just hugging in for a couple more nice deep breaths. And releasing one foot at a time back to our mat. Extending one leg at a time all the way out. Relaxing our arms just out from our sides. Coming into our corpse pose for final relaxation. Allowing all the hundreds of muscles in our body to rest now, to relax completely and be supported by the floor. Turning back to that clear, calm, safe space we created at the beginning of class. To just be there, focusing in on taking those nice, deep, calming breaths for the next few minutes. So we breathe in, filling up the belly first, and then up into our chest. As we exhale, feeling our ribs coming closer together, belly button relaxing back down toward the spine, muscles melting off of us down toward the floor, allowing any thoughts that may enter our minds to just continue on through. On the next inhale, let's all slowly bend our knees up. Bring our feet back flat to our mat. As we exhale, slowly dropping our knees right, allowing the rest of our body to follow. Coming onto our right side in baby pose for a couple nice deep breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling
begin to prepare. On the exhale, using the strength of our arms and hands, slowly walk our upper body back up. Coming to easy seated pose for a nice deep breath all together as a class. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling. And exhaling. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all for practicing with me today. I hope you had a good time, got a good workout in, and we'll see you next time. So wherever you go, whatever you do, aim for calm.